It was a long time ago.
This is barely on. Can you hear?
Oh yeah.
So we've been planning a long time because Mick was a great photographer who was right in the middle of everything. People are you all going to talk back there? If you want to talk, why don't you just leave?
Right on.
So, he was taking pictures all along, in front of the stage, off the stage, but no one minded because it was rock, you know, and rock was identical to any of us, interchangeable. Same look, same attitude, except he has some serious school.
As did you, Lou. May I point out?
We both kept that to ourselves. God forbid they knew that.
Yeah,
so much for punk with a PA. So, we were always taking pictures. Rock's a really, really, really good photographer. And over the years, thought it might be fun to do a book because it was of that time period. So much so that if you like punk, glam, real punk, really aggressive shit, this is where it was. Yeah. And this went on for 25 years. And one day, Rock got it together.
It takes him a while.
Well,
It did in those days. There were the lost years.
he was the guy who had all the nicks, the files. I mean, remember, in these days it was analog. And you sort of have a genesis of an idea, no pun. And we got together, looking through them, and I thought it was such a staggering collection of that whole thing, you know, that whole milieu, from the top to the bottom, sideways. And the other thing about it is it had feeling. These were not static photos per se. When you mix them all up, you got an astonishing feeling for everything.
Of course, I should point out that I did have an extraordinary subject. And I think that was my inspiration.
He's had a couple of really...
You know, it's interesting, speaking of that, just to backtrack a bit, is that when you think about the two of you in your own right, both artists in your own right, the effect and the kind of inspiration that you've had from so many years. I mean, there's a lot, when we go back through that, it's a continuum that rolls on and on and on. This is not something that was of just the period that we took these pictures. These have inspired generation after generation, and Lou has done it musically.
It was a very ongoing thing because we were ongoing and liked each other. And I'd met photographers who I would say, how come you like being a photographer? And he said, because I get to tell people like you when to show up, how to